I totally want to get one of the Bronco RCs. They look awesome, and honestly, there was a lot of Toyota pickup trucks there too. But like a lot of unique stuff. Like people just go balls to the wall with just doing whatever they want, which is why I love how the RC world just kind of ties perfectly into normal, like full scale wheeling, like your actual rigs.
Welcome back to another episode of the Dirt Drive. I'm Tim. We're here with PJ again this week.
What's that?
We are alone again, and we are talking about hobby RC crawling, because that is PJ's new... I don't know if it's new.
Yeah, it's relatively new. I mean, I've been trying to get into it for a while. I just never knew enough about it. So, thanks to Freddie for pushing me off the ledge.
So is that how you got into it?
Yeah. He had me come over one day to his house after he started doing a little course in his backyard. He had me try out one of his the Capra. And
That's the word I know. That's the word I know. It's the Capra.
I was sold because for the longest time I wanted to get an actual Wraith because it kind of looked like a Bronco and it was pretty cool. And it was like the only one I really knew about. And I wanted to put like a Jeep body on top of it.
Because F the Bronco.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man. F the Bronco. I like the Bronco. I was talking to Mackenzie. Like, this is off topic. I was talking to Mackenzie about it the other day.
Yeah.
If I was to buy a new 4x4,
yeah,
it would not be a Jeep.
Yeah.
For me, it would not. It would be a Bronco or it would be a 4Runner.
I was gonna say if I didn't get into Jeeps, I would definitely have a Toyota.
Which kills me to say that because like it would probably be a Bronco. Because I don't like Fords.
Yeah.
But for me, Bronco kind of falls under built by Ford, but not developed by Ford.
Yeah. Like a subclass.
Like a subclass of Ford.
Yeah. Honestly, the new Broncos are too much like Jeeps.
They're better than Jeeps.
They're
better.
Not really.
They're more innovative. They've got features on it that Jeep should have put on years ago.
Yeah.
They're constantly being developed.
Well,
they just did the 20th anniversary Rubicon. You know what they did? They put 37s on it, and now they're going to sell it for like $85,000.
You're just selling this anti-Jeep club, aren't you?
I fucking hate that. I got in an argument with someone on the release. I'm like, cool, like great, you put 37s on it. That's what people do as soon as they take it off the showroom floor. Like, good for you, but like do something innovative.
Yeah,
like do something that's new that people like don't immediately do. Like, I don't know. I think that Jeep's been phoning it in. I think they're relying too much on their loyal customer base, and they have no new innovation.
I mean, I can't disagree with that, but I think Jeep is just coasting.
Yeah,
like they've plateaued a little bit, in a sense. Like the worst part is they can't really change much of it without totally getting away from what makes Jeeps.
Well, they can innovate in the body style. They can do different things. Like I don't know.
I feel like Jeep doesn't want to become like the Toyota FJ Cruisers, like the OG FJ Cruisers compared to like the latest ones that they came out with a couple years ago. Just vastly different. Like the new FJ Cruisers are totally different.
Yeah, like
the fact that you can't take the hardtop off.
Oh, you're talking about like
the solid body,
the tank one that was like introduced in like 2010, and those are garbage. They're cool. I've seen some cool ones, but they're garbage.
I've seen somebody in Winchester years ago actually did like cut the top off of it and put a roll cage in, so it was like an original FJ Cruiser. It was pretty cool. I don't know who it was, but
yeah, I just think off the making a Bronco RC into a Jeep RC. I think that Jeep just needs to do something special.
Yeah,
because there's been nothing special.
The
392, everyone expected it.
Yeah.
The the Gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
People were expecting it and asking for years. That was the last innovative thing they did, but there was already someone doing it.
Yeah.
There was already who is it? AEV.
Mm-hmm.
The AEV Brute was already being made. So there was already an answer for it in the market.
Yeah.
I think they need something else. I don't know what it is. I think they need to get competitive, and I think they need to get competitive with Bronco in Ultra 4.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to showing what your vehicle can do, showing what the platform can do, having a race team and developing stuff for your vehicle model on the race course, is that's the best it gets.
Yeah.
But that's my rant. I'm done ranting. Fucking hate Jeeps. I
Back to RCs?
I hate Jeeps, but I love Jeeps. The worst thing ever. Back to RCs, PJ.
Anyways,
so you're looking at
you
a Bronco.
got on a rant there, buddy.
We're looking at a Bronco RC that you wanted to turn into a Jeep because that's who you are.
I mean, I totally want to get one of the Bronco RCs. They look awesome, and honestly, there was a lot of Toyota pickup trucks there too. But a lot of unique stuff. Like people just go balls to the wall with just doing whatever they want, which is why I love how the RC world just kind of ties perfectly into normal full scale wheeling, like your actual rigs. Not to say that RC rigs aren't.
They're actual rigs, yeah.
Rigs, but
there's
you know
guys
what I mean.
have more money into their RC rigs than I do my Jeep Cherokee.
And AJ, the owner of Key City, he's
where's Key City?
Frederick, Maryland, so to speak.
Maryland. Shout out
I don't know
Frederick.
exactly where. But you could tell AJ is a fan of everything off road. King of the Hammers is definitely something that he's into, and actual full scale crawling. I don't know if anybody there has actually been to the Cove or anywhere else. That's definitely something I haven't brought up to them yet. But
actually, do they have actual wheeling rigs to go with their RC rigs?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to anybody if anybody has real Jeeps or Toyotas that they've built before. RC is just kind of a hobby for Freddie and I. We have our own rigs, and we just do this for fun. But you could tell a lot of these guys are so into it. And the one thing that I was telling Freddie, a lot of this transfers over for people who may not have gone driving in the real world scenario. This transfers over. If you can learn how to do this,
learning how to wheel your RC rig.
Oh yeah,
you're probably a better driver.
You can pick a line. You can see where your rig's gonna go, what it's gonna do, how it's gonna bounce. You can pick winch points because these things have their own winches.
Yeah, that was when Freddie showed us that on his Capra that it had a winch on it. And
see?
I'm
he's using a winch in this video right now.
I'm that's wild.
Yeah. And Freddie was explaining some of these the scale points and comp points. So hard bodies, drop beds, inner fenders. You get points for all these different things.
Oh,
and
for
then,
actually the build of the vehicle.
Uh-huh.
So it's not just wheeling it; it's like a car show too.
Yeah. Suspension points. If your figures are one piece or super realistic, you get points for that.
Your the character sitting in the driver's seat.
I'll have to find the sheet itself. But when you're on the course, you get negative points for this or positive points for that. If you roll over and you self recover, you get points. It's its own. Let's see.
How do you decide what scale you're going to go with?
So they have different classes. It's kind of like King of the Hammers where they have different classes.
You can choose anything.
Assisted recoveries plus 10 points, winches plus 3 points, course directions 10 points, boundary markers are 10 points, gate markers are 10 points. I have to understand the points themselves afterwards, when it's all added up still. This is all still new to me, but it's wild how into it the RC world is.
Yeah.
Like it's there's a water slide.
Yeah, it's straight up full on course.
Oh yeah.
Like what we're watching is PJ just typed in Key City into YouTube.
It's one of the comp courses.
Yeah.
So there's different gates, those little tiny green markers there. That goes from gate 1, gate 2, gate 3 and up, and then it points you in certain directions, so you can really only go where it tells you to. And if you like can't make it or you go over the course, like you...
So it's like a regular like competition rock crawling course.
Yeah.
It's straight up, you've got to hit the course. If you don't hit the course, you lose points.
Yep. And it's timed, I believe, too. Which is another wild part.
Yeah, I could definitely... The reason I haven't gotten into it yet is because I could definitely see myself getting into it too far.
Oh, yeah. Like...
because
Freddie was saying doing the comps as like he didn't think he would ever get into it, but now that he's doing it, he's like, I've dove in so deep into this.
Wheeling a full size like actual Jeep every weekend, 4x4, whatever you're wheeling, you can't do it. You can't unless you got a huge budget. You've got a ton of money to play with. You can't go wheeling every weekend.
No,
this is something you could do. Especially if you're close to like a park or you built a park in your backyard, you can take your little RC crawler out and just rip around.
Oh, yeah.
Play with it every weekend. Like not even every weekend. You just get home from work.
Oh, yeah.
Build an RC park.
People have so much fun with this, though.
That's why I could see myself getting into it and getting in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
Because
it is very easy to get into.
Hey, I'm going to go out back and play with my little toy car. Well, I've got a Camaro sitting unfinished. I've got a Jeep sitting unfinished. I'm talking about taking the bed off my truck.
Yeah.
I've got so many damn projects that like another it wouldn't even be a project, it'd just be another hobby.
Yeah.
Would be so dangerous for me. Especially one that falls in a category that I enjoy is off-roader cycles, off-roadios.
Off-roadios. Froders.
Froden.
See, there you go. That's your rig right there.
Cherokee. Little shit boxing. And the bodies are so good.
Oh, yeah. People get into it. Like, the amount of detail that people put into making it look like a full-scale rig.
Well, the funny thing, not the funny thing, but the weird thing, too, is, like, when we saw Freddy's... Oh, that's just a YouTube video. That's not a RC.
No, that's an RC.
The damage also scales.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can have an RC buggy, whatever it may be, and you roll it, and it may be an aluminum body, but it still looks like a full-size rig roll. Like, the damage looks the exact same.
When I took mine to Key City with Freddie for the first time, I scratched the hell out of it. It's awesome.
Does it hurt? Does it hurt when you scratch it like a full-size rig?
Not really.
Okay. It doesn't hurt your soul a little bit? You're like, God damn it.
It's just aluminum panels. The best part is most of this stuff is pretty evenly priced.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I think what we found out when Freddie was on is that the price scales too. Like if it's 10th scale, it's a 10th of the price.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it also depends on how far you want to go into it. Like, that dude easily has a good couple $100 or more. Maybe $1,000 or more into all of the little tiny minute details.
But that's not bad though. $1,000 isn't
like, it's got an anti-rock system, a steering stabilizer, poison spider diff covers on an RC car.
Yeah, it's a 10th scale RC car. All the stickers.
Yeah.
And then the companies don't make stuff like Poison Spider didn't make that diff cover, but I guarantee it's a licensed diff cover.
Yeah, that's the other crazy part. Like, a lot of these places, like, those are what looks to be BF Goodrich tires.
Yeah, all
like
terrains.
they are labeled as, like, mine came with Nittos on it.
Yeah.
Like,
it says Nitto on the side of the tire because the Nitto licenses the design.
Like, they make Falcon Wild Peaks for RC cars.
So what's your next step with RC?
I might get one of the 1/10th scale.
What's yours now?
It's no. I think mine is 1/10th. I think I want to get one of the 1/24th.
So even smaller.
Bronco ones, one of the smaller ones, that or a Gladiator. And then I think Darwin was trying to get into it as well, so I've been trying to like help him out because he has no idea what goes into it either. Like, because mine comes with a controller and a few additional stuff, but you have to buy the battery, you have to buy the battery charger, you have to buy the bag, because when you're charging it, you don't want the batteries to blow up.
Yeah, because they're all lithium ion, and that's
like it's a requirement to have a battery bag when you're on the course, like in the back, because they have tables back there for you to like work on your stuff.
Okay.
Like it's a requirement to have a bag when you're charging your batteries,
so you don't burn down the shop.
Yeah, basically.
That's so crazy because because they're lithium ion, they've got, I don't know how long it runs. How long does your car run for?
But good hour, depending on the battery and how hard you're actually running.
And it's the same technology that's in a Tesla, just scaled down pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
The same battery technology that's in a Tesla. I don't know about the motor technology. It's just scaled down, so you're subject to fires like all lithium ions.
Yeah, pretty much. But like the Warn winch, the lights,
rigid lights, probably.
It's kind of, I wouldn't say funny, but it's entertaining to see some of these big name companies investing all of these parts for just scale models.
Well, are they investing parts, or are they licensing their name?
They're licensing, like the Ford Broncos.
Oh,
like
so they're getting paid though.
Oh yeah,
for those parts. They're not investing anything. Some little companies be like, hey, I'm building this. Am I able to pay you to put your brand on here?
Yeah. So
people who like the full size version will pay me extra money.
It's cool seeing that companies are recognizing the RC world like that, though.
They're actually licensing their name out to go onto these little pieces of technology.
Because like I remember years and years ago, the whole scale RC thing was kind of laughable to some of these like hardcore wheeler guys. Like they would just like pick on them, so to speak. And
well, they had RC at KOH this year.
Yeah,
I don't know if there was probably competitions going on around it. But yeah, when we were growing up, when we were growing up, like I grew up in Ashburn before all the data centers came out there.
Yeah,
and there was RC plane companies or groups everywhere.
Yeah,
and it was kind of like, oh, that's cute. You're flying your little airplane.
Yeah,
but now it's like all across the board, RC is taken seriously. Yeah.
I think the fun part for me is just making stuff look like
it's real.
It's real. Like for the longest time, I've been trying to find an LJ like body, but nobody makes them. So that's why I pre-ordered the Little Guys Racing chassis that they have. It's basically the Gen Right Tracer Jeep.
Okay.
Just in smaller scale.
With all the stickers and everything on it?
It's like 1/24 scale, I want to say. But it's like, it's unpainted. I have it downstairs. I can show it to you later.
Oh, hell yeah.
You can paint it however you want. And everything that it needs is on the website to order from. And it's fairly cheap too. Like a couple $100 and you're done.
You're super competitive for $1,000.
Yeah.
When if you buy your stock JK, like you, for $1,000, you get laughed at. You walk into a shop and $1,000 to spend. Yeah. And is the community pretty much the same too? Yeah. Like the off-roading community, like people are willing to help. And
funny part is, the last time I went to go take pictures while Freddie was doing his comp, there was at least 2 or 3 Jeeps there. One of them had a 7-slot sticker, and I was wearing my 7-slot hat. And one of the guys,
one of the RC Jeeps had a 7-slot sticker, or a full-size Jeep?
No, full-size Jeep. And I'm pretty sure I've seen a Jeep before at like an event in Roush Creek or something like that. I don't remember the guy's name. But he like stopped me halfway while I was taking pictures. He's like, I like your hat. I was like, yeah, man.
Did you tell him he was wearing your design on his Jeep?
No. But it's entertaining. Like you could tell who's real wheeling, like who actually does wheel, who's in it for the fun. Like they had the semi trucks that were there. It was so cool. Like it was funny, but it was funny in like the, oh my God, that is ridiculous, but I love it. Like when
there semi-truck RC communities?
Like, I don't know what scale it is, but they had semi-trucks with trailers, like full-blown noises, like air brake noises, the brake lights work, the turn signals work, Like when it was stopped, it would idle, and the truck would shake. Like, it was ridiculous. I love it.
Do people pull their RC, like their scale vehicles with the scale semi-truck?
They put all the one dude had his Bronco and his kid's Gladiator on the back, and he was just tooling around inside the little comp course area. People had their drift cars there. Like, it's...
The drifting's cool. I've seen a lot of the drifting on social media. Which, I mean, it's the same thing as, like, full sizes.
Yeah.
The faster sports get more attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I do see a lot. It's the same guy. It's 350, 370Z, a purple one with the wing on the back, and he's always drifting and knocking stuff like little soda cans over and other stuff.
I think I sent you a video. You and a couple other different people, I sent the same video. It was like somebody with a Mario action figure, and they were just drifting and knocking stuff off of it.
Is there a divide in the RC world like there is in the full-size world of different communities? Like the drifters don't really talk to.
Not
the
really.
Off-roaders, the semi-trucks, and the classic car. Because I imagine there's also drag racing, right?
I've seen tractor pulls. I don't know about drag racing.
RC tractor pulls?
Yeah. Honestly, it was pretty well meshed from the last 2 times that I've been there.
Everyone gets along, has fun.
I mean, I think the only thing that was kind of a nuisance was like how busy it was last time and people trying to drive their stuff around.
Yeah.
Because like it's a small pathway in between all of the courses, so and there's not much room for like the semis. But I think that's why they're trying to clear out a little bit more. But
the semis, that's so wild.
But like they had the semi, they had a front loader like on the back of one of them. They had the.
I've also seen the scale construction.
Yeah, they had one of those there too.
This is a whole construction site with like.
No, they didn't have a construction site, but they had like construction equipment. Like I don't even know what it's called. The big rig like dump trucks that you see at like.
Oh, like the Luckstone stuff?
Yeah. There was a couple different ones there. Oh, the cool part is seeing the ages of different people there. Like, it's for everyone.
Well, I feel like a lot of the guys are probably our age.
Yeah.
Because we grew up, I mean, we were the generation that grew up with RC cars.
Yeah.
Every birthday, every Christmas I got, it was not even hobbyist level, it was child level.
Yeah.
But I got an RC car.
Same here.
So it's just,
I had a drift.
Hey, I've got, it's the nostalgia. Hey, I've got money now.
Yeah.
I played with this when I was 7 years old. Well, let me play with it now that I'm an adult.
I had a drifting Mazda RX-7 when I was a kid. It had full underglow built into it, and like the inside had like nitrous oxide bottles in the back. It was awesome.
What was it?
I missed that thing.
But their slogan was "That's how you spell RC," and it was, what the hell was the brand?
Yeah,
I can't remember. But I had a Bedlam. It was a tracked car that floated, and I would rip around with it. I don't know where it ended up.
Yeah,
but I loved that little thing, and that's the only RC car that I actually remember.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a little tracked RC car. Everyone had the flip ones.
Yeah,
with the small body, and you could run it over, and then it'd flip over. Then you just keep driving, and
there's so many different like
Tyco.
models.
The Tyco. That's how you spell RC.
Yeah.
You can probably break some of these pretty good too.
Oh,
dropping them from 30 feet. Like this one is it just showed a guy crawling up a like a fallen tree, like a Widowmaker tree.
Look at it.
6x6s. They probably all the axles drive.
Yeah, pretty much. But like they make Comanches, they make Cherokees, Broncos, like
it's a good way to you're not really
there's a lot of those.
You're not testing full size skills, but you can practice like new recovery techniques, because with your winches you could probably do 3-to-1s.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably try a bunch of shit. which you could scale up, but you still have to learn how to do it in full size.
But like people make their own parts with like 3D printers or like bits of metal they make leaf springs from.
Oh yeah, it can't be that hard. I mean, people make parts for full size rigs.
Yeah.
It's just easier probably for a smaller like you could probably build if you can. You don't have to weld. You can probably just braze some metal together.
Yeah,
and build a chassis.
Much. That's what they do.
Use like a soldering gun and or a soldering iron or whatever you call it, and throw it together.
Yep, there's a Comanche.
Yeah, those are cool. And there's your Capra.
Yep.
Look at me, learning things.
Stuffing things.
Stuffing
that
things.
One's got 4-wheel steer. Yep.
Ooh.
It's funny how fun it really is. Like
to me it looks goofy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're just driving a little thing in the woods, but like actually I've never had the controller.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine with the controller it's pretty fun. Cuz you're sitting there, you're still picking lines, you're still doing everything. And with all the recovery stuff, you still have to figure out your recovery method.
Yep.
You guys about to lose his dirt bike.
I didn't realize he had a dirt bike in the bed. But it's entertaining being able to pick lines, seeing the tires flex, seeing the suspension do what normal rigs do. And like the last time I went, I had to replace some parts on it, and they gave me a new servo mount and then a new third member mount, and it added weight to the front, and now it drives so much better.
Oh, you said the servo mount that Freddie gave you didn't work?
No, the one he 3D printed was like the holes were a little bit too big, so it couldn't screw down.
So you could just go to the store, to the shop, and they had one for you there?
It was a metal one.
Nice.
So it added a little bit more weight to the front, because that's one of the biggest things about these things is how light they are. Like you'll just start going up an obstacle.
Oh yeah, there was a noticeable difference between your Capra and Freddie's Capra.
Yeah.
His was heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy. So
we'll have to have Freddie on, and
we'll have to go to Key City first.
That too.
And
we can have Freddie talk about it more.
Yeah,
because he's well more invested in it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna keep this one short though. I think we're like 30 minutes in. 27. That's all right though.
Yeah,
I'm toasted. We're gonna go watch some Super Bowl. Were you watching the Super Bowl today?
We're probably gonna go to Darwin's.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He invited us like end of last week, so
nice. Any favorites?
The
team. Go team. I couldn't even tell you who's playing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I know Ram's supposed to do they're supposed to do their first EV commercial for I think they're calling it the REV.
Yeah.
They're running a commercial for it, a 60-second ad.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for the commercials this year.
Yeah, I mean, I told Darwin we'll probably just watch little recaps and stuff of King of the Hammer since I didn't get to yesterday, but yeah, we'll have both up.
We usually stay. I think we're going to Lovettsville to a friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
We usually stay till halftime.
Yeah,
and we're like, that's enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll watch Shakira, whoever the hell shitty celebrity they chose.
No. The
shitty celebrity they chose. Future past, my pick is whatever team is from the East Coast.
Yeah,
let's go East Coast team.
Eagles. Yeah,
they're playing the KC Spears.
It's not Chiefs anymore. It's just Spears.
I don't know. I literally don't follow football. Let's go Birds.
Yeah, sports team scored a sports point. Woo! Hey, it's for sale. Look at that.
Oh, that's funny. He's got a scale for sale sticker in there. All right. Short one this week. We'll be back next week with another one. Hopefully we got the other guys with us.
Make it a 2-part RC episode.
We'll figure it out. We've got a week or two to figure out. I think if we're getting together next week and working in the shop, I may just bring the equipment with us and we record there too.
We can do
that. Follow us on social media at the Dirt Drive. YouTube, Dirt Drive. We do have a Twitter. Like I said, we don't use it. Make sure you rate us on 5 stars, please.
Yes, 5 stars.
On Spotify or wherever you listen. And that's it. PJ, you got anything?
No. I mean, I might put a shameless plug into my own Instagram if you want to follow me. The _Jeep_guy602.
Just one of your many?
Yep, one of my many that I run. If you're into photography.
PJ Pomada Photography.
Yep. I
tag him in a lot of shit.
Yep. PJ_Pomada_photography. I make it very complicated. Sorry.
Lots of underscores.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. We will be back next week with a little bit longer one. We appreciate you listening. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.